been in Argentina last summer. You said that?
Saturday, not this. Tomorrow will be also tight. Saturday, even Sunday. Sunday, no, we're going to the estancia. Don't miss. I really recommend because you're able to go inside, probably have a rehearsal. It's fabulous. Every hour, an hour. And he will be voted by the majority of the people, non-Jew. Of course. He has made such a impression, yeah, just with citizens' rights. As simple as, maybe you don't realize what are citizens' rights because you really work on that, you know? I mean, they respect able to deal with. I mean, people don't care about so strongly about rights, the others' rights. And this goes with, for instance, you don't pay taxes on time, maybe you are not, you know? So Berman is opening our mind, Argentinians. It's not black population, it's Indian population. 0% of black population, yes? So, if we normally say we are Europeans, people in Buenos Aires with a bit of arrogance, right? So, there is a lack of national identity. Just next to the School of Law, we're going to pass these monuments and on this, going along this way several times. Yes. This is the Millennium Flower. It was placed there.
An Argentine is an Italian who speaks Spanish and pretends to be English. You know that 60% of the stock of this country comes from Italy, and mostly from the south of Italy. You know, if Berlusconi represents the north, I'm not sure that the south is worse than the north. But anyway, you know, Italians are not famous for having very good institutions. They are famous for corruption, they are famous for not paying taxes. We have all that here. If you think about Spanish institutions in the colonial times, in the 200 years ago, you know we had the Spanish monopoly, and everything we did was to smuggle goods from outside.
During the tracks, they learn by doing. Yeah, it's a radio. You will see a television studio. Yes. When they choose one of the orientation that we have at the school, that is mass media communication.
Because otherwise we would be down today.
Good sound dampening. Yeah. If you walk in, you already see the sound dampening.
This is
Take a seat.
States, and more specifically in Georgia, where you come from.
Well, that's a pretty broad range question. So let me focus in on Georgia, where we're from. So Georgia, like most communities in Atlanta, where we're from, like most Jewish communities in the United States, we have a very strong, flourishing Jewish community. Very strong and flourishing. We have approximately anywhere between 120 and 130,000 Jewish people living outside in the Atlanta community.
How do you see the Jewish community activities and also from other institutions in your country?
You mean other Jewish organizations in general, or I don't?
Yeah, like the Jewish community activities and also from other institutions, not only the Jewish. I mean, like the community activities.
About that?
What do you think about your country?
About the activities you have in your country with the Jewish community.
You mean the relationships that the Jewish organizations
Yes.
have with other organizations?
Yes, or between all the people in the Jewish community.
I'm not going anywhere near
You can see there one car and another in that place another car. So the Mariela is in charge of the industrial design track, and they will explain why ORG has this kind of project, why we decide.
I would like our students to tell you what are we about to start as a new project. I can tell you that that model over there, real size student in the fields to help people transport from one place to another one. Okay. And we know that there are kids, for example, that go to school walking long distances.
It's a big bone.
Jewish coming in Argentina that was so important during the 1880s. Immediately, these Germans that arrived through the port of Buenos Aires, together with the others, the Muslims and the other immigrants, immediately They left Buenos Aires to Patagonia. Only one stayed, and I'm sure you know who's who. Adolf Hitler.
So the
That he
Italians,
stayed in Buenos
the
Aires.
Italians also, the Italian Nazi sympathizers, they also left Italy. That's when you had an influx.
Exactly. And who
The
made
Italians.
this easy entry for all the Germans to Argentina? Whom do you think he was? Peron. At the embassy corner that we will see sometime tomorrow, the embassy was moved to a different neighborhood, but not Amia. The question was whether rebuilt the same building in the same corner. People were furious about, no? Because 85 people were killed in this accident. And they were not only inside the building, but pedestrians, students commuting to the School of Medicine 2 blocks from here, neighbors. So what other place without Once area, without being this area, for these Jewish community centers? So they rebuilt a new 10-story high building that is still the headquarters of many offices, the Jewish Agency, the Sochnut, the AMIA, DAYA, the Employment Center, and some others. So get your passport with you. Don't photograph.
Here another time. I can go home to hear that. Okay?
Guide us around the Agan.
Can we get the group actually in front of the guy? Hey guys,
we have 150 Jewish organizations, schools, synagogues, cultural organizations, welfare organizations, and 25 branches in 25 cities around the country, wherever there is a Jewish community. So the community decided that there was a need for one organization that would represent the community and fight against anti-Semitism. It's interesting because this organization first was established by a committee formed by Jews and non-Jews. The political figures of the time who were fearing that the Nazi wave would come also of Argentina. So the Jewish organization decided to create an organization called DAIA, which means Delegation of Argentinian Jewish Organization. The Jewish organization delegated in DAIA the responsibility of political representation and fighting against injustice. He was the head of...
like what you do with us.
Okay, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being here. I know that you have been already in the building visiting DAIA, the delegation of Jewish Association in Argentina. But whenever we receive special guests, and that's what you are for us today, we bring them here. We start here explaining who we are, what we do in AMIA, but who we are in Argentina, because this is the place where we have the names of the 85 people that were killed during the bombing in 1994. No farther. A new view is built, not the one we thought that everything was lost, but something new in this case. It is the Magenta bit, a white one. White, he says, is hope for the future. Of course, it is the flag of the Jewish people, the flag of the State of Israel. It also has the colors of the Argentinian flag. So it symbolizes whatever we did allude. He thought he and his animals were the last on earth to live. And then God sent a rainbow, letting him know that continuity exists, that humanity would exist, and the Jewish people. This is the symbol of AMIA.
Wow, amazing.
Where the tango started, by the way, that tonight we're going to get in the mood of tango. Why? Because the first population settled down in the south. Then, when we finish with this quick visit at the presidential house and the main buildings, historical buildings in San Telmo. This is the presidential house. Then we'll go again toward the north. We'll get off at one of these little squares where the embassy plots there, and then we'll walk to Recoleta Cemetery, and the neighborhood is called Recoleta, full of bars and nice art designers, and where let's say wealthy people live in apartments, no condos. Told this is the most traditional. And you've been yesterday somewhere here, I've been told, in Palermo, Soho. The first two places you've been.
We were all with.
Yes.
I know. But I'm talking about the first group, you know? You were in Tamas, the driver told me.
Yeah.
Those bars, the first two
Does he
places.
know the bars in Argentina?
Yeah. Recoleta, so on. And now we're going south again to get to the political square of Plaza de Mayo. And together with an Argentinian partner, Eduardo Elstein, they bought to the town hall 50% of all the area, and they developed the most successful real estate business in the country, which was Puerto Madero area. Nowadays, you have the first developers started with the red brick docks over there. There's nothing left, and every square meter costs 7,000 US for 1 square meter. Then it was so successful, this first period, that they went behind, they crossed several canals that they have, and they built these new condominiums and offices. San Martin's mausoleum, which is inside this cathedral. San Martin was trained in France. Although he lived in Spain, he was also graduated in La Sorbonne as a military, and they copied the same color from the French. No? Even with the soldiers, no? There are other where the Francisco or the Bergoglio, he was the head of the church. This was his community, and he lived just next door, beside, in a very simple. The Pope. The Pope Francisco.
And with the Pope.
Oh, right, because he
was
was from
Pope Francis.
He was the head of this church.
For how many years?
9 years. I mean, he grew up here. He's a typical porteño. He speaks like the Pope. We call Jorge Bergoglio. That's his real name. No, he chose Francisco, but he lived in a small, tiny apartment next to. And the day next to here, I'm going to show you that. Just next to this, this is the head of the Argentinian Catholic Church. So imagine underground. So imagine that all the marbles you see, the black marble, the granite in peak, they all came with the immigrants from Italy, from Siena, Carrara, the city of Carrara, northern, except this. That's marble, right? Stucco. It looks like, it's like between Jewish and Argentinian Jews and Catholic. And the last bishop, the bishop which is cardinal.
Can't exist without us.
Yeah, they say brothers and older brothers. So this archbishop, which is buried
Bishop
here.
before the Pope.
No, much later. This passed away in 1998. The other one, 1904.
No, but then after.
Of course, but had he not become Pope, that would have been a spot. Yeah.
So where I live, and it takes me 1 hour at night over the Green House. Normally, the president arrived by helicopter, you know? He leaves. The presidential home is far away from here. But there are 3 moments that brings all the Argentinians to believe that these are the human rights, this is our history background on Plaza de Mayo. 3 demonstrations. That tells the first why it's 150 years. In the 50s. Then the next, there are 3 buildings. This is Avenida Alvear and Callao Avenue, one of the trendiest boulevards in Buenos Aires, with nice stores and breakfast. This is a bush, it's a python. No trunk.
This is all bush.
Not only one trunk.
Is that Barry sitting there? Yeah, it is.
What? Yeah, they are.
Right over there.
They expropriate the green yard from the collectors, and they open this. It's a private cemetery. Yes, it is. Who can get who can get a plot here and build whatever the mausoleums will see? Anyone who can pay for the taxes, maintenance, and the plot. Mostly presidents are all buried here. The only one which is out of the there's a group of families buried is an actress, which is Eva Peron, right? She's buried here. But she's buried. But this concept of a necropolis, this is a city within the city. All you see around are private condominiums, offices,
Right.
but it's a city within the city. This was the northern limit for the city that group started in the south, in San Telmo. 70,000 US, a studio room. A studio room in this area, of course, in Palermo, in this Palermo Recoleta. Okay, let's go close to one of the 10 coffin on each level. There are 50 coffins underground. So each one has a key, goes down, put some flowers, pray. When you die in Recoleta, have a coffin. Come up here. This is the right place to stand. This is Jesus Christ Nazareno, which is it is in the center of the geographical plan of the cemetery. From here, all diagonal streets, isn't it a city? All diagonal streets run from this corner, from this plaza, if I can use this word, no? And also, you know who's who. Where we're coming from. You have Irish, the green Irish mast of a sheep, which was William Brown. We have the Italians, Pablo Riccieri over there, who organized the army. And if you pay attention to the last one over there, with a cross, can you see the candelabra?
Yeah.
This way?
Oh, yeah.
Probably. And that is a very well-known, wealthy family. Actually, the owners of the French embassy building, they sold it to the French embassy. The Familia Ortiz Basual. There are 4 Jewish cemeteries outside. But that's a huge one. That's probably 50. Forever and ever, unless there's one item, small detail that says that if there is an opportunity to sell, someone wants to buy a plot, the cemetery has the right to sell those who haven't been paying the obligation for 30 years. That I pointed the first day. Once again, the Madonnas and the angels, falling asleep to wait for she passed away and she was embalmed. The anti-Peronistas corrupt her body by breaking his nose, 2 fingers, and other stuff, like that. So whether you love her or not, whether you admit she was a leader or a diva in Argentinian's life, there's one of these plaques over there shows Evita's portrait face, and it says a famous saying that the Peronistas still today use, including Cristina, and it says, Volveré y seré millones. That it's, I'll be back and we'll
In the moment at 4:30 at night, they tasted really good.
Hola, Fabián. Estoy en San Juan.
There's definitely
Alright, there's my McDonald's. I can check it off the list.
we don't travel nearly across. We have a place.
We stated a contract with
Okay, well, there's a condominium lodge. We are
in the lodge last night, right? I never went to the so we got in very early. Okay. I didn't realize right now.
I'm a member of Sawgrass.
Are you really?
But Sawgrass got a chance different. That area.
Yeah.
Those are
I walked by a place and I had a...
That's a nice view of the city.
Nice, huh?
My old boss is
They got a running race. They got a running race.
This is where Cousins Gables developed a bit of retail.
It's an interesting decor. You see, there's bench seats for nothing. I mean, who's ever sitting on these bench seats? It's just, you know. I wouldn't even tell my wife this hotel is built. I wouldn't tell her. I'll tell you, it's still over there.
Unless you want to go to the club. Yeah.
It's a beautiful day today.
Great. We can go now?
No.
Is that where you're at?
I want to stay.
No buildings, no traffic jam, absolutely nature, oxygen, yeah, and grass. As you can see, around like 500 polo carts. Yeah, so it's really famous for polo. Yeah. Then we have 2 polo courts over there, and this one that you practice, for taking the ball. See, the whole time. Do you know, sir?
How many other countries play polo besides Argentina?
The most important countries are Argentina, Australia, the UK, and the US. Yeah, of course, you also have it like in India, Egypt, and that kind of countries.
Is it a British game?
Sorry?
Is it a British game? And that's how it got around? Or?
Like a British game, like we're gentlemen. If you score because of the win, now we're going to change size so you can take advantage of the win. Yeah? Every checker, a player, must change a horse. Why? Horses run fast and suddenly protection. Yeah. Why? Sometimes mallet can hit the horse, see, and another time the polo ball is 100% solid plastic. Yeah. So that can injure a lot of the horse. That's why we have like this kind of protection. See. Then we have 2 rails over here, 1 and 2. Yeah. This is just in case that one of them got broken, so you have another one. You have one security line over here. Avoid that the horse move the hair on the back and hit on the polo player. absolutely trained to play polo. They don't feel scared if they have like a mandatory on the face, if the ball hits you. Absolutely trained for that. There's also sometimes
on training. I've seen someone.
yeah,
hit them on the head enough so they're not scared of it.
They're absolutely trained. The way to train a horse is doing one way to and back, yeah, hitting the ball next to the horse. Okay? There's horses that sometimes when you are a beginner, when you miss the ball, sometimes the horse kick it for you. Yeah, I know that sounds like a joke, but it's true.
They're really good horses.
They're really good horses.
That's the fifth man on the team.
Exactly. That's the
What's
fifth
an
man on
average
the-
score in a game?
Because when you're running, you need to squeeze your knees, yeah, like this, to secure you on your horse, yeah. Besides, number two, like, remember that I told you that it's the bumper. Yeah, number two is gonna bump you sometimes, so your leg is gonna be in the middle of two horses. You know? That's the thing, and you're running. Not just that, you're running also. See? Helmet, yeah, because the ball, yeah. If that ball hits you in the middle of your head, no more polo for today and for tomorrow either. Yeah. The whip, see? The whip works like to hit the horse to run faster, and also if you're on the horse and you have the ball on your right, with the whip you show to the horse. I mean, you target the leg. So if you want to hit on the right, horse must get the right position to hit. Yeah. Same thing on the left. You just like your marking. Yeah. That's the thing. And then so they don't have right now. We have inside. Yeah. For the same thing as the ball. See? I'm gonna choose tell you like the most important rule in polo. Yeah. That is the one that you need to understand the match. Every time that one player hits the ball, he's tracing an imaginary line that no one can cross. Yeah? That is for security. Just imagine, if you're running that way and another horse on like 40 miles per hour get into your line, we have like a bone salad over there. Yeah? So all rules are made to protect the horse and protect the player. No one can cross the imaginary line. The handicap is like a goal, yeah, but instead to go minus to 0, there you go.
That was kind of a bad sign, wasn't it?
It's resting. When they put the leg like that, you know, like this, that is what is resting. And take a look how horses
Is tight in the hair for the thing that I told you. Sometimes you have like the tail. So if it's not tight, the mallet is gonna get jammed with hairs. Yeah, it's gonna be disgusting. Yeah.
And when they're done for the day, they untie the hair.
See, absolutely.
And
For example, Tony is doing that work right now. See?